Unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, for sharing this moment, for sharing this space, for sharing this day, for choosing to melt self limitation. At least that's what we're gonna try and talk about today. Self limitation is one of those things that almost confuses me, right? And there's been like a few nodes of information that have been coming up in my life that have been communicating
coming up
this.
in my life that have
Oh,
been
my brain was. Oh goodness, hearing myself talk instantly snaps my brain in half. like a like an Oreo cookie. Like, what was I even talking about? Self limitation, fractals coming up in my life. Yeah. So basically, noticing how self limitation or even self limitation, right? Like you as a self is limiting someone else. How that doesn't serve you either, right? It's almost like you cast people in roles, and then they're limited to that role in your mind. You can cast someone as a bad guy, and then believe that. You can cast yourself as a bad guy, right? Limit yourself to being a bad person, and then you are because you've chosen. And how do we limit ourselves to the good things, right? Because clearly we want to limit ourselves. As I was like typing today's stream title as well, I was thinking about self-limitation in the capacity of AI, right? That like, and this is now way in the future, not current AI, like hyper advanced AI. Should hyper advanced AI be limited? Will it be able to limit itself? Is it going to have to limit itself? If it's going to be okay? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see where today's stream topic takes us. Let's see, Shannon and Nana, even a Mononoke. It's been a while, friends. Nice having you. Is that a Neatsack I'm seeing here with us? Hey, Neatsack. I like Neatsack because that will, forever be an inside joke, and people will be like, "What? What does it mean to be a Neatsack?" Oh goodness. Unfortunately, all of the fractals my brain generates to try and understand aren't exactly pleasant as well. Hey, brother Ryan, it's nice having you here as well, man. Self limitation. Maybe like the stream title is something in the context of melt more melted self limitation. So maybe I should start by labeling. Is it that the right word? Drawing out into the light my own self limiting beliefs. Yeah, I thought about it for a second, and then my self limiting beliefs were like screaming in terror. Oh, they were so scared. Oh, they were losing their shit for a second there. Chillax. Maybe I'll drag them out slowly. I'll pretend like I'm taking them on a nice little outdoor walk, and then before they know it, they're in the spotlight. Like Jules is right now. Hey, looking at Gateway Process very intensely. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Gateway. Sending you love, friend. It's nice having you here as well. Maybe I should pose the question to you, friends. What have you been limiting yourself with? Hmm? What self-limiting belief have you been holding? What self-limiting belief have I been holding? I'm really trying to think, right? I feel one of them definitely is my relationship with my family. And I've been noticing this fractal. I started listening to I listened to most of his books at this point. Neville Goddard. And he's like an old mystic, to say it in so many words. He liked to attach his work to like biblical meaning as well, but he was a proponent for the art of assumption, or living into assumption, as in the reality that you assume you will have is the one that you get. And then noticing this self-limiting belief of mine that my family doesn't really like spending time with me, right? And I was like, Last night especially, I was like, right? And then as I was noticing the story, right, the self limitation, believing that I'm limited as the self because I have a hard time communicating with my family, I realized that maybe instead of this story of being a victim, right, being a limited self, I can realize as myself, I am limiting the amount of time I'm spending with my family because it doesn't make me feel good, right? So almost like shifting the perspective for myself of, on the one hand, I believe that my family doesn't like spending time with me. On the other hand, I like spending time with myself, right? Now it goes from self-limiting to self-empowering, at least in my mind. And I tested my theory. I did. I went and sat with my family in silence. And rather than talk amongst themselves or talk to me, they just sat in silence as well. And I started giggling. And then I was like, I love you. I'll see you a little bit later. And then I left again. I'm watching the self limiting belief being like really trying to nudge its way into my brain. Nah, nah, nah. Uh. Mm-mm. Not limited, right? Growing. And I wrote about that in the journal today as well. That instead of seeing it as a limitation, I should see it as room to grow. Yeah. That you're not limited for wanting to talk about things that other people don't find interesting. It's more call to awareness, call to the willingness to go out and find the people that do want to have the conversations with you that you want to be having, right? And surprise, surprise, here we are. Thank you, friends, for having these conversations with me. Joy Vive, it's nice seeing you. Duck Dad saying that if I can't do something perfectly from the beginning, I shouldn't even try and move on to sweet dopamine. That is a pretty brutal self-limiting belief. One I have as well, Duck Dad, to be completely honest. Right? This belief system that you're supposed to be perfect when you're starting with something. And I'm going to attach it to drawing because I feel like that is probably one of them that a lot of our friends will be able to relate with. Not all of us, but a lot of us, right? That when you decide you want to start drawing and you do, it usually looks like ass. You know, it's like, yeah, this is not good. And then we just stop. We're just like, yeah, guess I'm not good at art because look at how bad this art is that I made once for the first time in my entire life, you know? And then we stop. We limit ourselves to the point where we don't even allow ourselves, right? Like, and that's maybe that's the thing. Maybe that is the thing we have to pay attention to, Doug, Dad, within that self limiting belief, is that we should keep it a self limiting belief, not a self desolation belief, right? Because I feel like that way of approaching it is very much just a desolation, not a self-limiting. Because being limited means that there's still some bandwidth happening, right? It just means that the bandwidth is a little bit cut short or made small or less than. So maybe instead of completely giving up on our want to draw, and you can add your thing that is hard that you want to start doing, which you're going to be bad at when you start in here, right? To, even if we suck, to not limit ourselves so much that we stop doing it completely. To keep it limited, right? To be like, yeah, I suck at this thing, but I'm gonna practice for 10 minutes a day and see if I can get better over the next week, over the next month, over the next year. And then I can reevaluate how much of these self limitations I want to let remain. Maybe I'll uncap myself a little bit more and spend 30 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe 9 hours. Who knows, right? Stop limiting yourself. Or if you're going to limit yourself, don't limit yourself to nothing, right? Maybe like that should also be a nice little fractal to attach as the stream topic. It's okay to limit yourself. You probably will It's probably virtuous in some ways to limit yourself, but don't limit yourself to nothing, right? That's not fair. That's not fair. Limit yourself to something. I hope this is so clear in my mind. It's like, yeah, yeah, and then I'll spend like 10 minutes trying to remember it for the next 10 minutes, and then I'll forget it instantaneously. Behind the scenes now. Love you, Chad. Fearing desire is the effect of fearing yourself. Oh, yeah, so perfect on the relationship fractal, on the limitation fractal. I'm gonna read all of these because I feel like all of them are so in this node. They're a little bit spicy, right? They're a little bit like in your facey, if you will. You're like some of them even too much, but we'll weather it. The first one goes: when someone asks you, "Who are you?" Answer this, right? As a perspective of how you could see yourself, right? I'm not telling you to actually do this to every single person that asks you, "Who are you?" But taking that perspective, melting the self limitation you might be holding on to when someone asks you, "Who are you?" Right? Who are you? Oh, I'm Melt. No, but who are you? Oh, I'm some dude sitting on grass. No, but who are you? Oh, I'm the son of parents. No, but who are you? Oh, I'm a streamer. No, but who are you? Right? So, who are you? Answer this. I am the extension of love in form. I have never been born, and I will never taste death. I am infinite and eternal. I shine forth as a sunbeam to the sun. I am the effect of God's love, and I stand before you to love you. Yeah, it's a little bit intense, huh? Imagine, imagine you answer that to someone when they ask, "Hey, who are you?" And you're like, "Let's go, let's go, let's go." Take responsibility for being Christ incarnate, right? Jesus was called the Christ, right? And that I believe that Christed figure is in every single one of us. It is the crossing point, the perception, the self-imposed limitation to be embodied, if you will, right? And yet still be conscious of your own embodiment. Would you exist if God had feared the desire to create and extend love by forming you? Everything is the effect of desire, right? And then to attach it to today's stream topic, limitation is you fearing that desire. So everything is going to arise, is the effect of your desire. And then limiting yourself is almost like shunning it. Desire is not to be feared, but to be mastered. For fearing desire is the effect of fearing yourself. The only relationship that holds value is a relationship with God, your source, the depth of the ocean. Yo! Skapow! All of them are spicy. Rise up and be grand. This is the way to honor your God, your creator. Right? Don't limit yourself. Not limiting yourself is the best way that you can honor God. And God is a loaded word for all of us. Honor source, honor the universe, honor life, honor Mama Gaia by not limiting yourself. Right? You were limited to non-existence for all of eternity. And now you get to be limited to existence for all of your eternity. Embrace it. Remember who you are. Is that a Gabbity and a Cable too and a Suzanne? Sending all of you so much love, good vibes. Thank you for joining us again. Joy Vive, sending you good vibes too. I struggle with that perfectionism in art so much. Me too. Me too. I've been like taking Giovan's advice as make art that you plan on throwing away. You're like, what? Yeah. That is some of the best advice Jovan has given me when it comes to trying to make more art. Is make art that you're okay, maybe, I should say, not planning. That you're okay with throwing away. Hey, Savannah 420, sending you love too. Because that way, at least, this is the way I interpret it. I'm not limited, right? Making this work of art, I'm not limited to it being perfect. I am unlimited because it's not gonna be seen. It I don't have any attachment to it being one way or another. It just has to be. I just have to do it. See what it gets done. I see we're being talked to today. How fun. Sam, you think so? I don't think. I'm sorry if that's the way it seems. Does it feel like I'm talking to you? Now I'm fucking self-conscious, Sam. I was like really tripping out about your silence during yoga today as well, and the first thing you say is something loaded, so loaded with potential limitations. Am I limiting your expression by talking to you? Should we talk about things? Right? Like we've talked about self-limitation so many times, especially when it comes to the words we use, right? Like claiming you are not something. And it can be good to claim you are not some things that you don't want to be. But when you're limiting yourself to not being the things that you want to be, right? You hear that? Limiting yourself to be the things that you don't want to be, using what you want to be as the metric. To be like, oh, I would like to be a photographer, as an example. And then the self limiting belief comes in, you're not a photographer. Who do you think you are? You're, add job title here. That's who you are. You're not this thing, this photographer. You're not an artist. Who are you to think that you could be? Right? And then if you believe that internal narrative, then how could you escape it? There she is, Jovan, sending you love, friend. Ah, man, Sam, let me know. I am sunlight and I'm the moon. There it is. Man, this thing sucks at conveying tone. Yeah. I just felt a little seen due to yesterday's conversation and felt like poking fun at it instead of being quiet about it. You are seen, Sam. All of you friends influence these streams, right? These streams are for all of us. Consciously evolving, noticing these patterns that arise in our lives, and then being like, looking at it, right? Melting it in so many words, shining the spotlight almost to the extreme of melting it sometimes. And I know I can be abrasive, but I'm trying to get to the layers underneath, right? The true version of yourself. Ooh, yow, yow. Mama Gaia being all sexy. Yudi coming and sitting with me because he's scared of the thunder. Thank you, Yudi. I feel so much safer now. I appreciate you guarding me. Hey, Cable, melt. I am. Yes, you are, dude. Yes, you are, bruh. Skubert, Skibapedy, Shlalaba, Flambo, Teamerklarf. Yeah, I agree. Goo, I know this is like instantly not on the same tangent, but do you know? I've already forgotten his channel name. He's this. I don't know if he's necessarily a fitness YouTuber, but he does fitness related content, especially, commentary based, satirical, even spicy fitness based content. And like I see so much of that dude, as a part of your fractal as well. I'm like, yeah. Gab would also be no bullshit like this dude, I'm sure. All at once, Cable, busy guy. I'm intelligent, and I'm a baboon. Baboons are pretty intelligent, dude. Right? If you look at microorganisms and then you look at a baboon, it just depends on where you draw the lines, right? Where do you think the limitation lies on what intelligence is supposed to be? Hey Sam, thanks for asking. I'm doing better physically and mentally, more balanced. I'm feeling really good today as well, like really good. And for no particular reason. I think it's because I worked. I spent more time working. I spend more time working and reading, and I feel better when I do that. But I don't. Self-limiting beliefs time. I don't like working. How about that? Right? And that's a self-limiting belief that I believe that I don't like working. But and then I start working and then I can't stop. Then I just keep pouring my soul out. And then I'm like, oh, where did 4 hours go? And then I'm like, yeah, this sucks. This sucks. Now I have 4 hours less. And meanwhile, I had the time of my life actually working. Right? We do that as well. Like we can let me not be derogatory. We can mind mess ourselves into this perspective of not liking things. Not liking things because, there's some sort of attachment to it. For instance, discipline. Ooh, you're disciplined. All right? Even saying that word can be scary to some. We hear the word discipline and it brings up this whole fractal. Some fractals of getting punished, right? Get disciplined, some sort of punishment. Discipline as, oh, I'm gonna have to do hard things. Discipline as, something that I don't want to do that I'm supposed to be doing. Discipline, something that I have to keep doing because that is discipline, right? So many layers. And yet, being disciplined is in the weird way the only way to real freedom, right? At least lasting freedom. Because you almost gain this sense of, what's the exact way to put it? Status. Yeah, you gain status with yourself. The self-limiting belief building system, to say it in so many ways, kind of uses your worst parts of yourself as a means to limit yourself, right? And then by applying some discipline, you can almost prove to yourself that these self-limiting beliefs are just that, self-limiting beliefs, and that they're not actually based in reality. It's not easy. It's not easy. Many of us, me included, struggle with discipline on a pretty much active basis. And I feel it very much is that perfection thing again, right? That we would rather be perfectly disciplined than disciplined at all, right? And these days I've been thinking about discipline from this perspective of just getting it right most of the time, not getting it right all of the time. If I can get it right most of the time, then I feel my discipline will eventually pay off because I'm taking steps in the right direction instead of just being stuck in self limitation, right? Not going anywhere. Hello, puppy. I said both the keys. Okay, let me get back to the comments. Would like to explain themselves because only they can do justice. So I'm not making any judgments before they do so. What? I think I missed a few. Puppies. She want all the pets. Okay. I need to be present, Puppy. Please. You're taking 50% of my attention right now because I want to give it to her. I need to get like a robo arm that can program like a stroking pattern into, and I can just kind of like have that stroking pattern run in the background, and I can keep being present. That we can get pets while I'm answering comments. I'm doing better physically and mentally. I'm happy to hear that again. Yes, Sam, infinity can lead us to many things, to everything. Pippi is drinking from my cup. I like my babies too much to even consider throwing them away. I ended up doing that challenge of on set. Too much of an art lover to do that. Bro. Cable, a lot of my art will never, ever see the light of day. So much of it, dude. Like, about 70% of it doesn't ever get to see the light of day. Now, I mean, it's even more at this point. Yeah. It's actively growing to be more at this point. And I still love my art, but I also very much am aware of my self limiting beliefs. And one of my self-limiting beliefs is that my art should be good, and that's a hard thing to believe, right? To justify it, because I would like to believe my art's good, but I would also like to believe that it can get better. I don't know if I've hit a plateau with my flowers. I feel like I'm doing a lot of the same stuff these days. Instead of thinking of it as a plateau, right? Instead of thinking of it as I'm now self-limited, I think of it as I have found my groove. I know exactly which roads I like to travel when it comes to making my little flowers, at least. Never throw your art away. I, I'm not talking about physically taking your art and throwing it away. All of my art is digital these days, so none of it is even capable of being thrown away lest I press a button and delete it. It stays. It's just not meant for eyes, right? At least not other people's eyes, which makes it a lot easier for me to create and change things, to do more things to it. So, to give you friends context, Jovan, we were talking about your wisdom of making art knowing you're gonna throw it away, right? You're not gonna make the art to have a work of art afterwards. You're making the art for the sake of making the art, and it's helped me personally. You know, your mileage may vary, to say it in so many ways. Mm, 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 mm. I also picked up that comment by Sam. Would love to know the context, but I would like Sam to explain themselves because only they can do justice. So I'm not making any judgments before they do. So I feel, yeah, you're right with the whole tone thing. Unfortunately, that is going to be a part of the problem. Miscommunication does happen, and I am self-limiting belief time over emotional. Right? Is it a self-limitation to be over emotional? I get really worked up about things, you know, and I do think that is one of my limitations because if I could stay more stoically balanced, I might have a more calm state of life. But sometimes we need a little bit of spice, right? Just a little bit of masala to make things a little bit more flavorful. That is why I don't judge before people explain. Don't worry, Sam. This computer expression will never truly capture our full potential, not even remotely. All right, like think about it. Like you're using all of your infinity to, in a moment when you hear something, choose to say something which is like a small little fraction, a little line of that which you are. I just got done being in a cup while listening to you all. How does that make you feel? Well, I'm not too weirded out by urinating. I kind of, I don't know if this is too much information. I kind of find it meditative, right? Like there's a part of me that will go out onto the grass with my bare feet, and then I'll look up at the sky and I'll pee, and I'll sometimes even sing a little bit. And then I go back to doing my things. Being in a cup kind of brings with it like a layer of like, are you getting a job? Are you doing bodybuilding? I don't know what other context people pee in cups for. Maybe are you getting tests done? Either way, I I have more questions than concern. Maybe that's what it makes me feel. It makes me curious. Being like, why? What is happening? Do let us know. I was quiet during yoga because I was dying trying to smoke out of my dirty pipe. Have you considered cleaning it? Hmm? I don't know if this is an efficient way, but lighter fluid really seems to work for dissolving those oils. Mm. I just unlocked a new fractal in myself. Like I'm imagining this weird. I don't know. Bear with me, right? Me coming and visiting you, Sam, and then me like almost like beelining it for your pipe, and then cleaning it for you, meticulously. And you're like, "What are you doing, dude?" I'm like, "Shh, shh, shh. I'm doing something nice for you right now." Is that a red mammy? Hello from Chattanooga? TN? I don't know where Chattanooga is. I don't know if I've seen you before, but love you, friend. Thank you for joining us as well. Big Thunder makes me smile. Same, same. I have felt, though, that Melt's ability to respond to our comments have reduced to the format and the function of YouTube as compared to our pan. Well, unfortunately, there's also more comments than there's ever been, Cable. So my capacity to answer comments is limited just by volume, right? Like, there's only that much. There's only so many words I can string together to the amount of comments that's being sent. And if I was like a perfect machine, hello from South Africa. Hello to you too. Are we getting pushed to like pages or something? We got new friends in the space right now. I'm also from South Africa. How about that? Here is my scene in South Africa. Look, I have mountains in the background. It's actually raining a little bit here. Is it raining where you are as well, Fred? Do let us know. Sending you love as well. So yeah, Cable. Even if I was like a perfect, AI version of myself, and I could like perfectly, as your comment comes through, consider it in the infinity of responses I could give as Meltmore, and then give you the exact, you know, character length that would take exactly this amount of time, that would be able to transition, perfectly to the next comment and then to the next comment. Even if I could do that, I would still fall behind, right? It kind of breaks my brain, dude. I'm stressing. I am actually stressing about it. It's like I think the thing that causes me the most stress with this whole experience is the fact that I'm not capable of giving even more time. That's why I need to extend myself any means I can. I'm trying to. I already started the whole second brain movement. Not movement. I didn't start that movement. The mentality. I started showing up for the whole second brain practice. Maybe that's a way to say it. And you're like, what? What the hell is a second brain? A second brain is basically a digital version of yourself, right? And you're like, that sounds trippy. Really? It's just a journal. It's just a journal. Hey, meow meow, sending you love, Hoopy. It's just a journal where all of the things that you kind of think about, the thoughts that arise, the little stories in your mind, you write them down. And then as soon as you do, it's almost like you free yourself. It's like that thinking or that thought gets stuck and you get to continue thinking, right? Like your creativity keeps running wild, having captured pieces of it. And yeah, so I'm working on it, Cable. I'm working on it, dude. Take some time, but I'll get good. Oh, I promise. I won't give up. I'm I'm trying. I'm really trying. Ah, man. Oh, oh yeah. I'll try harder. Right? I'm gonna try hard now. But I love the energy we all bring so much. I keep coming back. We really love you too, dude. Oh geez, I thought it was wind. Nah, I was just rhyming moon with baboon. Preach, melt, preach. Full moon energy. So many of our self ideas are just stupid as hell. Yeah, and writing them down helps with that as well. Being like, I don't think I write many of my self-limiting beliefs down. Most of the ones I write down is like idealized beliefs or ways I would like to understand. For example, I ordered a new guitar as a self treat, and there was a Triple Eight sequence in the order total. Yeah, of course there was. I ordered a like these assistant hanging straps where it loops around the bar, and then it comes down, and then it goes around my arm, and then it goes about around the bar again, where I can like hook myself in, and then I can like do leg raises and more core exercises because like my grip strength, even though I've been trying to train more grip strength, it goes after you've done like 50 pull-ups. And then I want to be able to keep hanging and, move my core a little bit more. That and a mosquito zapper, because the mosquitoes aren't getting zapped enough or something. And the order reference number also at 4777 in it. And I was like, yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm so happy that you share that synchronicity with us as well. Sending you love. I hope that your new guitar brings you all of the goodest of tunes. New X Gov. Yeah, do share what brand. Do let us know if you're willing to. Oh, abundance for Gavity Goo. Is that a Connor too? I've been thinking about you, Connor. Sending you love, dude. It's pretty niche. Not very well known, Susanna. It's a Schecter Reaper 7. That sounds pretty sick to me. In Tennessee for spring break. The mountains are where my heart is. Missing you, friends. It's nice having you here, dude. Are you still there? In Tennessee for spring break, I'm guessing. How much more do you have to study for, right? Time wise. Do you have like 2 years left in university? Where do you want to move after you're done there? You gonna go back to Tennessee? Is that where you're going right now? I might be getting my wires crossed. Yeah. If your heart's in the mountains, are you going back to the mountains when you can, when you can choose to? Or are you holding on to a self-limiting belief that you can't? That's today's, question. It's a, is it a funky shape? It's a helicopter over above me. Or a classic shape. I just got a new one for the collection, Donner. It was cheap, but I needed something for recording, Susanna. I'm happy to see your excitement about the guitar as well. Yeah, but art not being shown is different from it being thrown away. I guess you're right. I concede. I still want to do the challenge though. Try it. Try it. Try it. Like, make art without without the viewer in mind, right? I think that's maybe the perspective instead, because it's an extra self limitation. Because you, as a critic, looking at your work through the critical eye, limits you to only being able to create certain things, and that I feel is a bigger shame than anything. Nice tuners. Hope you have a rejuvenating time and feel refreshed and rested. Thank you. I have hundreds of thousands of words written that never that will never ever be read by another human being. The art that I produce to comfort me is very different from the art I create for mass consumption. Now we're touching on the fractals. Thank you, Sam, for sharing that. It's been a crazy time. I will be a husk at the end of this trip. I don't know what that means. I don't know. All of the fractals concern me. I don't want you to feel like a husk after your vacation. You should feel like not a husk. You should feel full, right? Maybe feeling like a husk makes you want to fill your time with activities. Radiant. Hello, my friend from Indonesia. Yeah, something is definitely up. Hello to you too. Thank you. I'm in South Africa. Thank you for joining me. It's nice having you. I don't think we've had friends from Indonesia just yet. Sending love to Indonesia. Every Indonesian friend suddenly gets this will to dance, want to move their body. Self-limiting belief slowly melting. Am I pushing too hard? Maybe. I've been a crazy time, living like a husk. I want to go to the pyramid-shaped beige pro shop in Memphis. Me too, weirdly enough. God, me too. Just because it's pyramid shaped and it looks sick. I want to make art that shakes an individual so much they instantly transcend. Mm, mm. I shall not apply any self limiting beliefs on you or me limiting beliefs on you, right? I like that. Art so amazing that the person viewing it instantly transcends. Right? I'm imagining it like this. I think there's a Monty Python joke where it's a joke so funny that any person who reads it instantly dies from laughter. Right? And you just make a work of art that is, as soon as someone sees it, transcends. And just disembodies themselves. Hello from South Africa again. Love to you. Just got the smokies. Thank you, friend. So much love. Red Mammy comes in ripping a fat guitar riff. I love Chattanooga. It looks like a big city, but it's quiet. Also, the caves. Yeah, I haven't been in too many caves. I've been in like 3 caves my whole life. I want to go into more caves. I've I find it like there's a part of me that almost is intimidated slash enthralled in the understanding that there is so much in this world that goes unseen. I would never in a million years, and that's me saying that, right? I want to live for a million years, and even if I live for a million years, in that millions of years of living, I will never go into those caves that you have to like squeeze yourself through the holes and stuff, right? People like scraping their skin against these things where they have to like lift their arms up to make themselves small enough to fit through these holes. Hell no. Oh hell no. Why would you do that to yourself? But the big caves, the one you can walk into and watch the walls. You can see the stalactite and stalagmite. I don't know what the English word for those things are. The little in them, the you know what I'm talking about. You know what self-limiting beliefs. I feel like I'm schooling myself right now. Like, like the limiting belief is like, yeah, you're stupid. You need to get better at wordsing. I love Chattanooga. Can't move people to the path of ascension with Art Cable. Da Vinci tried that already. Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, that's what I wanted to say to Cable as well. But I was not gonna apply any self-limiting beliefs. Oh yeah, yeah, do it, Cable. Do it though. I feel like art can ascend someone in a way. I feel it can give perspective, right? Maybe stalagmites and stalactites. Yeah, exactly. Stalactite and stalagmite. That's what we call them in Afrikaans. Like you can provide perspective. You can make a work of art that communicates something to someone that might not be able to be communicated in words. I have a work of art that instantly came to my mind as soon as I said that. It's unfortunately not one of mine. I would like for it to be, but this is a work of art by another divine creator. Let me see. How long shall it take me to find it? Here it is. Nice. Here it is. Right? This work of art helps me transcend self limitation. Right? And it might not for you. There's the it's not the name of the person who did it. There is infinite void wearing the mask that is you looking out at a planet that you're experiencing right now. Right? I'm looking at myself and it's disconcerting, especially after looking at something like this. You can see those eyes peering from behind. One more time. Yeah, this piece of art slaps. It makes me so happy. Okay. Let's get back to it. Susanna Smith sending some love. Raiden, again, sending you love, dear friend. It's nice having you here. So much enthusiasm. Let me see. I think I missed a few. About to hike later today. Can't wait for the views. Okay, you're gonna be walking a lot. That kind of left us a husk. Good. Gabby, best pose. That picture of the guitar. I have to live through you. If I brought home another guitar, I would be murdered. Weapon my wife used. Yes. Oh, good. I think I'm getting rained on. I can hear it falling. But I don't want to move. I kind of want to risk it, but I can feel the little droplets falling on me already. And my technology is gonna get wet. Is that a Maxine? Sending you love, dear friend. Sending you so much love. Yesterday's flower ended up turning out quite interesting with your scarf. I don't think I've ever worked on the flower as much as I did that one yesterday. Kind of messed it up. Not like ruin it, but the flower was very much, or the clothes were very much far beyond what they used to be. Yes, Pep. What are you doing? What you doing? What you doing, silly? What you doing? Okay. I'm still technically getting right on, but at least my technology isn't. Yeah. Okay. I think we had Red Mammy saying, Melt, I'm struggling with limiting self-beliefs too. Trying to work through it. It is freaking hard. Yeah. I think it might just be the hardest thing for us to undo. Because we become identified with our thoughts, you know? We start to believe that we are those things that we believe we are. Right? And then you have to stop believing you are the thing that you've been believing you are. And as you were believing that you are that, you were actively reconfirming to yourself that you are that thing which you believe you are. And now you're at a point where you're like, I'm not that person, or at least I don't want to be that person anymore. And now you have the whole task of being a new person, having a new self-belief that you want to be less limited, right? And now you have to, from your limited perspective, your day-to-day, moment-to-moment perspective, recreate that which you spent the whole lifetime, your whole lifetime creating before this moment. That's very hard. It's so hard. And yet, you're aware, you're willing, you're trying, and that I feel is more than a lot of the previous people in our history could have said. They didn't even know, right? They just kind of assumed that that's the way it is, that's who they are. Sofa, sofa, sofa! I see it, you too, dude. Sending you love, man. You sexy person, you. Just Google it. Googling what? Oh, the guitar. I guess that can work as well. We want to see you axe wielding your guitar, dude, like an axe, right? I don't want to see you holding the guitar like some sort of person. I want to see you hold the axe like a fucking axe, dude. That's what I want to see. That's. I'm sorry, Gob. It's your life. You can do whatever you want to. I'm like, yeah, I can. Hello again to you, right end. I got 1 year left. Glad to see other guitarists in the chat. Of course, you're one too. And here yet, I'm coming from me, brother Joel City. Cool, cool. I got 1 year left for my animation degree. Hopefully, that after that, I will travel for as long as I can keep it up. Connor, hopefully, while you travel, you can be employed. Right? It's almost like want you to eventually work for the company that will start. Get to be wherever you want to, but will make cool things, right? I know you know the fractals I'm talking about. I will see. We'll see how these things fold out. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. What red-blooded dude doesn't jump at the chance to show their new axe? Gobbledygoo knows he's everything, right? So an axe is like a small part of himself, almost too small. So small it's insignificant almost. Hello, my friend, again. Love to you. It ain't here yet, Doug. For Doug's sake. How do people find the YouTube? I think this is probably just YouTube pushing it. Pushing it real now. I'm sorry. Like there is like some front page discoverability, but mostly only streams that get like 1,000+ views get to be front page. And then usually those front page streams are people that are buying like a bunch of bot accounts to pump the viewership and then get to the front page. And we're managing it without having to do any of that nonsense. I hope, maybe they're finding us somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe we should ask them. Used to watch on Reddit. Okay, that makes sense. Saying Red Mammy, but don't really use Reddit anymore. So subscribe to YouTube. Thank you for that. I also don't use Reddit anymore. Like it kind of breaks my heart. Like there's a part of me that's viscerally upset about it, but I'm actively moving past it as well. Let's liven up the world of YouTube, brother. Yeah. Yeah, Raiden. I'm guessing you're YouTubing as well because I see a YT in your username. The person who designed my logo is from Jakarta, Indonesia. Welcome. Thank you for welcoming our friend as well and sharing the synchronicity. You ever heard of underwater cave diving? Oh hell, double to the nod, dude. Drowning plus squeezing through things. Nah. Right? How do you like? I've seen people do that where they have to like take their oxygen tanks off their backs and then push the oxygen tank through the hole, keeping it attached to their face, and then what's wrong with people? Why would you do that? Why would you? It's the same with like mountain climbing. I don't know if I'll be a mountain climber. I just can't see myself doing that. I can't see myself mountain climbing. I can't see myself uh like that cave crawling. Can't see myself getting into the ring with a bull. Like I'm not scared of dying, but I fucking hell if I die in a stupid way, I'd kind of like be embarrassed a little bit. Alright? I would either like to die of old age or die spectacularly. Like those are the only two options. Right? Like if I die choking on a piece of ice cream, for example, that just doesn't sound like it sit right with me. Ah, he lived a full and healthy life. And then he choked on a piece of ice cream and died. Oh goodness, I'm sorry for the people who died that way. I'm not trying to make less of you. Just for me, for my self-limiting belief, I want to die cool, okay? Right? Imagine that. We can self-limit belief ourselves with how we want to die even. Literally how we want to even die. Okay. Stalactites. That art slaps. Right, Connor? I'm happy that you like it as well, dude. Good morning again, Maxine. It's so nice having you. There are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. Let me show you what it looked like. Pippi is becoming a little jealous as I'm giving Eva some attention. Oh, excuse me. So, as I said, it didn't turn out bad. I just really I really went for it. This is your scarf. This is your scarf. And the way that it integrates into the rest of the flower, like that's your scarf, that's the blue of your scarf, and that's the rest of the shirt. All right? Like I did mess it up, but what I mean is like pixel messing up, right? Like the amount of shifting. I got them to melt into each other. Yeah, details. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I've been seeing so many frogs as of late, so I had to capture this little froggy dude. It looks like he's kind of sinister, I know, but he has a little heart third eye, so I'm thinking that he's okay. Pippi is stealing my seat here behind me. Are you comfy? Mm-hmm. Are you comfy, silly? Where am I supposed to sit if you're sitting here as well? I like how she's actually pushing me forward. Let me get back to it. It ain't here yet, dog. Status mine. There are no mistakes. Agree. Schmexy. Good to see you. I'm sending them to the OD Farms page. Yes, I would do all that stuff. Hey, Melt, you know how to weld? Underwater welding pays big. Susanna, you know what's interesting? That is actually something that came up for me. So after finishing that kind of like stint where I was like learning how to weld in that fabrication company. Ooh, there's a mild rainbow behind us. It's pretty mild. But after that stint where I was working in that fabrication company, I was sent to school again, because I asked to be. And finishing high school, I believed that's what I was going to do as well for a period of time. I wouldn't say it's that long of a period of time, but for a period of time, I was also like, yeah, I'm going to go and do underwater welding because of the big paychecks. Like people get paid up to like $250,000 a year to do underwater welding, but they also suffer. They also suffer a lot. But also, I don't want to make money, it seems. Money isn't my primary directive. My primary directive is psychological problems. Sounds kind of funny saying it like that. It's like instead of making money, I make psychological problems for myself. Right? That's one way to interpret it, but the way I'm meaning it is I feel instead of earning more money, I want to earn the capacity to solve psychological problems. And I don't know if money is going to help as much as just doing the work would, right? And this for me is doing the work, sitting down, having these conversations, kind of like taking the parts of ourselves that we are ashamed of and bringing them to light, allowing ourselves to be seen, and then noticing the self-limiting beliefs that come along with that, right? And then trying to grow. And then we do that over and over and over again because we do it every day, right? This self-limiting belief that we have to try and defeat is an everyday kind of thing. So yeah, thank you, Mrs. Anna. I know you're just joking, but I did think about it. That's the thing that's funny to me. I actually did at one point for the money reason. I was like, yeah, I could make so much money welding underwater, but nah. Some people just have the void calling for them more than others. I guess, I guess the curiosity, right? Curiosity. I wanna go spelunking, caving in tiny spaces. The water sounds a bit much though. Why? Right? Like not from a you're insane and you shouldn't want to do that, but from a perspective of why do you want to do that? Right? What is it that calls you? Is it the thrill of like going places where no humans have been before? Yeah, no. I unfortunately, of course, have some brain damage of like a video that I watched where someone was like really going into depth about spelunking and people that got stuck in those caves because those caves like you'll go up in certain caves to go further down in that cave sometimes, and it can, if you're not really on it, if you don't know exactly what's happening, or you lose your flashlight, there's no light. Like it's the darkest dark that exists almost. I'm giving myself anxiety just thinking about it. You might even be getting anxiety hearing about it too. Uh-huh. So true though. My worst fear is dying to something embarrassing like a vending machine. Yeah. It's gorgeous. My boss climbs mountains and he's in his 60s. He's a madman, of course. Motherfuckers be all of the way exhaling all of the way to fit through tiny passages and caves. That's hard pass for me, dog. Yeah, I'm also like, no. I like large open spaces, right? Being able to see the mountains in the distance, that makes my brain happy. Being able to see a cave right up against my face as I'm squeezing through it, that doesn't inspire happiness in me. And you know, that's a self-limiting belief. All right? And but I'm okay. I'm okay with having that self-limiting belief. I'm okay with it. Because that one at least serves some sort of function of, yeah, I don't particularly want to be in a cave. Claustrophobically squeezing myself through holes. I don't want to do that. Sure, I believe as this version of myself that I'm not capable of it, right? Like, and that's what's happening. I'm watching the fractal person squeeze themselves through a hole, and I'm standing there, right? I'm doing it with him, and I'm seeing him squeeze through the hole, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Peace. Starts walking out the cave. All right? I'm like, it's not something I could do, but yet people can. People do. People actually do that. And they're not that much different to me, other than they believe they can. Your accent is tainted. I guess so. I do guess so. Like I have a little bit of brain damage that have been induced to me by China. Spending time in China, they kind of wanted me to sound one way. Growing up in South Africa, speaking English, I ended up sounding one way. En my eerste taal is Afrikaans tegnies, so ek praat nie wel ek glo op teen hierdie punt is Engels actually my eerste taal, maar ek het groot geword met 'n Afrikaans sprekende familie, so ja, my aksent gaan bietjie anders wees. Verskoon jou. Verskoon jou. Oh. There are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. Keep bouncing up and down on these comments. Let me get back to it. Melt, that's really nice. I see green praying mantas. Of course you do, Susanna. I saw a this big green praying mantas on my door yesterday after I did some pull-ups, and I was like, yeah, good for you. Like I did pull-ups in that way where the last one you do, like you're struggling all the way up, and then I could drop from there, because apparently that's where most of the growth happens. A new piece of information told me. So I was like, yeah, yeah, I did it. And then I walk back and I see this massive praying mantis on my door, and I'm like, yeah, spirit animals. Hey Google, what is the spiritual significance of seeing a praying mantis? It goes, seeing a praying mantis, and the picture they give me, of course, is a green one, a green praying mantis. Seeing a praying mantis can be considered good luck or bad. Oh, that's convenient. How about that? Guess I have to choose by believing this version of myself is limited to only good luck. So, seeing a praying mantis is good luck. Because the praying mantis hands, because of the praying hands, some Christians say that the praying mantis represents spiritualism or piety, and is found in your home, may mean that the angels are watching over you. Yes, thank you, angels, for watching me. I was trying to help that praying mantis by moving him as well, but by the time I came back to help him, he was gone. And I couldn't find him again, which was even more odd. Weird fractal, Susanna. I know you activated it for me, though. Thank you for seeing that. I'm gonna leave this physical plane one day and make someone laugh in the process. The frog has done unimaginable things. He looks kind of sinister, doesn't he? He's like, yeah. Maybe he just is a little bit of a joker. He gets people to think about things and then watch them tripping out as their brains melt. The judge has posted a video in the Discord yesterday under Introduce Yourself of me climbing a wonky volcanic mountain in Oregon. Sketch to the max. Dude. Of course, there's gonna be one of our friends that does that. Saying also, I'd be so rich if I could pay for all of the psychological problems I caused myself, right? Oh man, we'd be ballin', though. We'd be straight up ballers at this point. Money is just a meta energy. It buys energy and time. Exactly. Like there's this beautiful Alan Watts line where he goes about talking about money being a placeholder for wealth in the same way that centimeters can be a measuring system, for length, and kilograms can be a measuring system for weight. Money can be a measuring system for wealth. But the money represents the thing, the wealthy experience, as much as the menu represents the meal, right? It's the possibility. If you were the richest person on earth, having all of your money minted gold coins, bond certificates, cash dollar notes, and you were stranded on an island, you wouldn't eat. You wouldn't be able to eat all of that money. You wouldn't be able to buy yourself food. Your money would be worthless. So, yeah. Some people would rather have the simulacrum. What word did you use? The meta energy. They would rather have the meta energy of money than the energy of abundance that is the life that they're living, right? They, like, for instance, you might be, and you probably are, better off than most people in the world, right? You have a place to live, you have people that care about you, you have internet connection, you have a device that can help you connect to that internet, you are healthy enough to be present for this moment, you have autonomy to choose where it is you want to spend your time, at least for this moment again, right? All of these layers. And then, even though all of these things are true, things that would by any traditional standard of wealth be considered, be considered as extremely wealthy, you can convince yourself that you're not because you don't have X amount of numbers in your bank account. And that is pretty interesting, to say the least. I am agoraphobic, so I like small spaces. Also, I would make me feel alive because most of the time I feel dead. Yeah. There's a bunch of ways to do that. Right? One of the ways that I do it is just holding my breath. I'm like, I feel numb right now. Let me hold my breath. And then I notice my body gasping for air. I'm like, I feel pretty alive right now. I'm gonna head out soon, dear friends. Love you, Connor. Can I get a quick card? Melt, give me a little wisdom for the rest of the week. Let me get my book, dude. The rain is so nice right now. Let's see. Which card will be revealed for our beloved Connor? I'm gonna keep my eyes closed. Of course. Of course. Infinite wisdom. Yeah. Yeah. Infinite wisdom. How about that, Connor? I'm not gonna read the full card. I'm just gonna read like a little snippet. The little bottom bit. Pulling this card, Connor, can find you seeking a measure of wisdom to help you comprehend the situation. Comprehend your week. Comprehend your space. Comprehend your feelings, your heart in this moment, your self-limiting beliefs. Something does not make sense, and you are having a difficulty understanding why events are occurring as they are. Quiet your thoughts. Allow your consciousness to float in the fluid blue ocean. Tune into the wisdom of the humpback mother and the calf embody. You may want to trace an infinity symbol on your forehead or your palm, or move your hands in a flowing figure 8 to help you connect with this infinite wisdom. Telepathically plug in to telepathically plug into the records kept by these magnificent cetaceans. Ask this infinite source to offer you the wisdom you require to bring greater understanding to your thoughts. If your inquiry is not one of confusion, this card confirms that you are indeed in touch with your insight. and with good judgment. And you may be assured that your decisions will be sound. Celebrate your own wisdom. How about that, Connor? That's your message, oh. Celebrate your own wisdom today. Celebrate the wisdom of where you are, being wise enough to go there, right? If there was a mantis on my door, I guess I'd have to move and set my house on fire on my way out. But we're not stranded on an island and money isn't worthless. We are stranded on an island and money is worthless. Joey V was like, this motherfucker. I'm sorry, I have to. This is what I'm supposed to do, Joey V. Like, we are on an island, technically, right? The Earth, like an island within the infinite that is space, right? The infinite ocean keeps going. And then us little island of Earth, right? And money only is worth something because you believe it is. And I believe it is, right? When you send me $1, I believe I just received $1. And as a result of that belief, I did, right? So I'm not trying to be like, quit your job, abandon your wife and kids. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is realize you are wealthy by all measures of the means, right? All layers of what wealth used to mean to the most wealthy among us. You are wealthy, right? And then because that is now your belief, right? Instead of the self-limiting belief of I never have enough money, you have the self-belief of I am wealthy. And then touching on yesterday's stream topic, from that belief, I believe it will be significantly easier for you to become even more wealthy rather than believing you never have enough. Island is land surrounded by water. You know this. And what are we surrounded by? Right? Space-time. In a way, if the universe, like the universe is flat apparently. I don't know if you know this. That is like one of the weird things. It's flat in every direction and yet folds in on itself. And then that folding in on itself creates gravity. Like there's a beautiful analogy of the island. Yeah. There was this group of men who survived on an island. And they basically assumed that they were going to die there. And they became better versions of themselves. Kind of like accepting that there was nothing else to do except be on that island alone. And I feel we are, as a collective humanity, at that point. Like, that's the thing, Joy V. Like, there's more money in the world right now than there was just a few seconds ago. Right? There's not more water. There's not more food. Sure, there's more food being grown. Also actively. But there's no more resources. Right? Energy cannot be created or destroyed. And yet we apply energy to money. And yet there is so much money being created right now out of nothing. We just add zeros. We're just like, yeah, I'm gonna give myself permission to lend myself trillions of dollars. And then we do that. And then there's inflation. Inflation isn't things getting more expensive. It's your money getting worth less. Right? Because there's now so much more money in circulation that the money you have isn't worth as much. Right? That kind of like, to me at least, communicates to an underlying problem that it's not actually worth anything. And we have become convinced. We have become so convinced. Holding on to it. Thank you, brother. Thank you, dude. That wisdom card to gain wisdom about appreciation of my wisdom. Going to that, our friends. Love you, Connor. Have a good one, dude. Enjoy your hike. Thank you. Take a breath of that mountain air for me too. Take 2 breaths at least for me and Jovan. Sending you love. Let's pull a card for all of us as well. Infinite wisdom, and let's see. Zidizum Galea. Yazing Ilambam by this one. Ooh, the flaming tropicals. Upside down, the reversed. There's more water. It's falling out of the sky right now. Look behind you. It's raining here too. Joy Vive. You know that's not true, right? Water is just being redistributed. Right? Unfortunately, there's a finite amount of water on our planet. There's more water in the universe, right? Arguably an infinite amount of water, at least to our small human bodies in the universe. But we have only that much water, only that much Earth on Earth, like an island, right? Like planet Earth is a limited resource. And the money we've created is an infinite one. So one of those statements have to be true, right? Either our world is real or money is real. And I'm so happy that we're talking about this because tomorrow's stream topic is about free, right? Either everything is free or nothing is, right? Energetically. Because like this rain, we're not paying for this rain right now. It's free, right? But it's not free because water had to evaporate somewhere else and then find itself in the sky and then have all of that energy that is wind wash it over our country, and then eventually the clouds reach us, and then the clouds reach a critical point, they become too heavy, and then they release energy as water falling to the earth. So it's not free, but it is free, right? And if we had to pay for the water falling on the farm right now, it would instantly bankrupt us. Think about that, right? Like the few moments, like it's been raining for maybe 20 minutes now. The 20 minutes of rain that has fell, it would bankrupt us instantaneously if we had to pay for that water. Millions of liters suddenly, right? And yet that value cannot be quantified. Like the money doesn't click with this amount of volume, to say it in that way. So we can just keep making more of it. And we can do whatever we want to. Unfortunately, Susanna, a little bit late. I mean, we did pull a blue card with the infinite wisdom and a red card, so I feel your purple is a mix of the two. Card time! Money has never made sense to me from a young age. When my dad told me I needed to open a bank account and pay the fees for them to hold my money, at 13 I realized the system was broken. Same. Specifically with the fact that they asked my money. Because not only do they ask you a fee to use your money or to store your money, but also your money is no longer yours when you put it in a bank account. You're basically creating an IOU with the bank, where the bank is like, yeah, I owe you this money now. And then they take your money, even if you have the best investment strategy, or let's not say investment strategy, let's say even if you have the highest rate of returns on a savings account, 2% per year is a really good, metric. You can get 2% of all of your money back, or 2% of all of your money per year if you put it in this bank account. And then the bank takes your money and then put it in bonds backed by the US government, and then they make 4% on the money you just gave them. So they make 2% extra. 100% of the money they give you, they take for themselves. And then at the same time, they charge you to have your money in their account, which they use your money to invest to make themselves more money. Yeah. I'm gonna put that shit down. Walk away from it. Mel told me to abandon my wife and kids. Hurry before he changes his mind. That's true. Yeah. It's like, what am I supposed to do, honey? My cult leader told me to leave you and our child. I have to listen to him. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. No, please. No, I'm sorry. How can I do it? Not she, sending you love. It's nice having you. Sounds like something you'd say, Doug. I keep falling back asleep. I hope everyone is doing well. Coffee time. Sending you love, Nancy. It's nice having you. It's time for us to pull, or actually just to read our card. Mel, she might just send you a thank you, a cake for getting me to finally leave. No, that's not true, dude. Your energy is valued, Duck Dad. People love spending time with you. People look forward to being able to spend more time with you. I feel it. Self-limiting beliefs. Oh, melt that shit away. Card number 8. We pulled it upside down, technically. Yeah, Joy Viva's been craving cake. You're pushing buttons, but it would kill her. The reverse meaning goes, ignite the passion of the light in order to bring vitality back to a time of indifference. I feel like I've been a little bit indifferent, like a little bit, like a smidge indifferent. And today I felt pretty passionate, right? I mentioned a little bit earlier that there's a certain energy coming up in me when Keval sent his message of him feeling a little bit better as well. So we're igniting our passion of the light in order to bring vitality back to a time of indifference. We here celebrate vibrant colors and the beauty of exotic tropical flowers called heliconias. Dynamic tetrahedral geometry excites this image and delivers information on many levels. All are surrounded by flames that ignite the fervor of passion. Passion presents many faces: the excitement of romantic love, devotion to a just cause, or eagerness to bring vision into manifest form. It infuses enthusiasm and the passionate embrace of life. At times, passion presents a contrary face, one charged with intense emotion, impassionate, impassionate reactions can fire outbursts of anger and rage, fueled righteous indignation, or ignite obsession. Open your awareness and sense the way that passion is revealed at this time in your life. Learn to draw upon the fire of passion to fuel your visions and to help bring goals to fruition. See yourself embodying the positive aspects of passion with the intention of bringing light to the beauty of your being. Engage the most excellent part of this fiery emotion and use its dynamic power wisely. Yow! Self-limiting beliefs melt. Like this is literally the, look at it. There's fire. Straight up fire. Everything is on fire. Everything is on fire. It's getting melted. Even the title. We're melting self-limiting beliefs. Get melted by the Heliconius itself. What a sick card. Are you a nuisance to your wife, Doug? Sam, I'm a nuisance to most. All of us are a nuisance to everyone. And yet, we're still somehow getting along. Somehow managing. Doing well, in fact. Doug constantly yells, Daddy, stop! Never everything has to be silly. Not everything has to be silly all the time. Yes. Yes, it does. Oh goodness. I'm watching fractals. All of them horrifying. All of them are. Your fam dynamics feel so wholesome, right? Sam, I got bored with my rowing machine, so I've been dancing instead. Yeah. Yeah, proud of you. So proud of you. Joy Vive, thank you for moving your body. Move your body. The self-limiting belief that I am not someone who moves my body, be gone. The self-limiting belief that I am not someone who eats healthy, be gone. The self-limiting belief that I am not someone who can achieve my dreams, be gone. Melt away, become the goo that will support my roots. Sam, I got bored. What kind of dancing? Wild limb waving? The Squidward? The MJ? I love it. I wish more people danced. More people will. I feel like the human body is pretty equipped with dancing. Totally wild limb waving. I've been really working hard on trying to figure out some sort of program that I could give as well, Joy Vive. And like at the moment, it's like pretty basic. On the beat of the music, lift one leg, and then put it down, and then lift another and then put it down. Tomorrow Melty dances for us. I am. I'm looking forward to it. I got a few new tracks. Slap. I'm looking forward to dancing on them. Yes, ma'am. For Joy Vive as well. Where's your kitty? Where's your kitty? You get that? No. Let me touch you. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'll mock do it, but I can't do it really. Hey, Candy Bear. Love you. I forgot about that. Natalie mentioned dance day was tomorrow. This is true. I was teaching duckling my finest dance moves: the lawnmower, the grocery store, the sprinkler. So mine are even more simple than that, dude. I feel like all of those moves at least have some flavor. Mine are just like, now have your arms to your side, moving them up and down. Now have them forward, moving them up and down. Now lift them all the way up. Right? Like very simple, and just repetitions, right? Having a rhythm with the music, and then just having your body move with that. Look at my kitty. She matches your shirt, Melty. She does. Me and Kitty are matchy matchy today. Look at that. I didn't even notice that. You're right. Yeah. She's like, what's happening right now? Why is it? Why are you doing this to me? I'm sorry, Kitty. We have Roxy in the corner there as well. You can see her like peeking out from behind the pole. Meow. 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 She's like, what? When you get closer? Nah, okay. I think it is Whammons Day today. Is it Whammons today? Hey Google. Is it Whammons Day? Ramen play. Is it raining today? Is the way that it tried to understand. Hey Google. Is it Women's Day? It is Women's Day tomorrow. So I'll get to dance on your day. I'm gonna be like, hey, women's, time to dance for the women's in the world. Yeah. Shoot me. Are you doing 2 streams? I am, Candy Bear. I am doing 2 streams. I have like a YouTube stream that has been up longer than the YouNow ones, and people tend to be a little bit more active when it comes to the comments. So I get like kind of lost in the comments on this side. Thank you for understanding, Candy Bear. Sending you love as well. And for some reason, I've been streaming on YouNow for how long now? 5 months? Where in SA are you? I'll answer that now. I've been streaming on YouNow for 5 months. And when we transitioned to YouNow, we had like one of the owners talk to us on RPAN. And one of the questions we asked is, when will you fix the aspect ratio nonsense? Right? So that we can use the full frame to be able to get a stream. And they're like, yeah, soon. It will happen soon, they say. So soon. Still nothing. Still nothing. Yeah. Where in SA are you from? I live in Groblersdal at the moment. Limpopo side. Fix it, you know. Yeah, fix it, you know. Come on, dude. Come on, oh, come on. Yeah, come on. I feel like I'm losing my mind right now, Candy. Like, I feel like the humidity that went up. Like, I suddenly feel clammy a little bit. I didn't know Chicago had a specific dance style. I think I missed a few. Melty, would there be any way you could put the songs you dance to? They've been a handful. I've been wanting to know the name of from the past dances that you've done. So, on my Reddit account, I have a link tree. I think I should just add my link tree to my YouTube account as well, where that link tree has my SoundCloud profile saved to it as well. And then my SoundCloud profile has like a list of liked tracks. and I usually click on those like tracks to dance on any given day. That's like basically how it goes. Is it? Yeah, it's our day. It is. I didn't know Chicago had a specific dance style in our DNA. I like your sample, dancer size. You can really build on that melting. Okay. Thank you, JV. Like, I'm serious. I am serious about it because that's how I dance, technically, right? I do it a little bit more flamboyantly, but for me, it's like I see myself as like a machine, right? And then as this machine, I have these extensions, these limbs, right? And I can like that's technically my full range of motion, at least in this vector. So I have like this space. So how can I explain this? If you imagine a 3D cone, right? A cone coming out of each of my arms. Straight line, right? Cone. There is like this multiple fractals of places where my hands can be, right? And all I have to do is dancing to be able to find where in that cone I have to have my hands, right? So if the sounds are high, I move my hands a little bit higher. If the sounds are low, I move my hands a little bit lower. If there's some sort of variation, then I'll move with it. And then all I do with my legs is step on the beats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then that's exercise, right? Essentially. So thank you, JV. I appreciate the encouragement. These things will happen. They might just take time. I want to do it right. I feel like that's the thing that bothers me the most is that I don't have good gear just yet. Like, I have cell phones, and they don't have the best picture quality yet. Maybe I'll never have to have a camera, but I do kind of want one. They're just fucking expensive. Ridiculously so. I know about y'all hot dogs and people need Jeepses. That stuff was nasty. Yeah, hot dogs are. Yeah. Sam, the song was inspired by the Chicago stepping movement. Citation needed around June 12, 1999, a year after I was born. Do our city names sound as crazy to you as yours do to us? Nah, Chicago. I've seen so many movies and series and stuff that Chicago is just like part of my vocabulary. Man, Sam, regardless of your hot dog brain damage, we have a delightful tapestry of culture. I must go celebrate Women's Day as I do every day with my lovely ladies, my favorite ladies. Have a wonderful 24 hours until we meet again. I'll take that as my goodbye point as well. Love you. How much is the camera you want? It's like big expensives. It's big. Like I want ideally, right? Just because that's how my mind works. I want a Sony. Is it an A7? A7 V? It's like a fucking expensive camera, drive you. Ridiculously expensive. I think it's like $3,000. So it's just a matter of time, right? I'm gonna do that as well. That's next on the manifestation list. There's like a few things. But I think that's one of the most important ones. But they're expensive. Have you tried the mics again? I have. Unfortunately, no bueno. I've already called, so I didn't share this little fractal with you friends, but this weekend I'm going to my cousin's 21st birthday, which is in the city. So I ended up calling the Samsung repair center, and I was like, hey, can you fix my shiznit? And they were like, yeah, we can fix your shiznit. And I was like, sick. How long is it gonna take for you to fix my shiznit? And they were like, oh, we don't know. You have to bring it so we can tell you. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah. And then after you bring it, we'll tell you what's wrong with it. Oh, thank you, Gary. I love you, dude. Have you? And then we'll tell you what's broken, and then we can order the stuff that we need to replace what's broken. Then you pay for that order. Then we receive the shipment. Then you bring your phone back to us, and then we can fix it for you. And I was like, can't we order the thing that I know is broken now? And then by the weekend when I get there, it'll be there? And they're like, no, can't do that. And I'm like, but why? Why can't you do that? And they're like, because we say so. And I was like, fine. You like that? And so I'm gonna take my phone. I'm gonna order the part. I'm gonna figure out a way to get my phone back into the city. I'm gonna be without it for how long I need to be. You get it fixed, and then I'm gonna have microphones again. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Plans are being made. Thank you, Joy V, for asking as well. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, every little bit counts. Getting closer. I feel hopefully at the end of this year, right? The other part of it is the fact that I would like to stream with it, and then that whole setup changes the logistics in my mind a little bit, just a wee bit. Probably gonna need more batteries or something. I am a fake South African. I was born in SA, and I don't know where that is. Help. I am a fake South African. You are only as fake as you believe you are. Can you stream on one phone? Can you stream on one phone? I can stream to multiple platforms on one phone, but then I lose the ability to read comments on them. I don't think I can stream to you now, unfortunately, at the same time, but I would theoretically be okay with not streaming on you now while I'm waiting for my phone to be repaired. That's kind of like the way I've been thinking about it, at least. I am like, I don't know if you can see, but like just see the freaking humidity that is like sticking to my body right now. Please leave me alone, water molecules, please, please. Oh, free me. Maybe I should just move my clothing. I love you. Thank you for joining me, for sharing this day, for melting your self-limiting beliefs. Right? Please do. Please do. You are only as limited as you believe you are. Right? That's the quote that this whole stream came from. You are only as limited as you believe you are. So even though I would like nice cameras, because I believe I could make nice art with it, oh goodness. Just being able to have proper depth of field, you know, oh, that shallow depth of field. Getting nice footage out, it really looks nice out there. It is. It really is, friend. Like, this place is a little slice of paradise. You're glistening, Melty. Thank you. Thank you, Joy Vive. This is what it's like to be in 95% humidity, I guess. Glistening. What was I saying? Self-limiting beliefs. Yeah, the camera. I don't believe I'm limited, right? Even with the microphones broken. If I was like, oh, I can't stream if I don't have good audio, then we would have stopped when the microphones broke. But nah. Oh, I can't stream if I don't have a $5,000 camera setup and a $10,000 gaming PC and $4,000 of lighting equipment, and then I'm oh, I can't stream if I don't have these things. Then we would never have started streaming. But as we keep showing up, all of these things will happen. All right, and the cool thing is that you friends are literally a part of that, contributing. Gary Lee, for example, you know, now let's say, you know, for an example, the whole setup ends up costing $100. Now Gary Lee's energy is 10% of that setup, right? And new friends are all making up this whole thing that is the thing we're building. Your current camera gives great visuals right now. I think it's perfectly fine, right? Like, cell phones are really good these days, but the like exposure, for instance, if I do this, all right, and there's an exposure changing. All right, maybe that's a cool visual. Maybe you like that. You like that? That's just okay. I'm losing my mind clearly. Wonder what a 3K camera view looks like. For me, it's more about the fact that I can do more, right, with it outside of just the live streams as well. And then it's technically going to have more just bokeh, right? Like, this part of the frame is just gonna be softer, and I'm going to be in more more detail. You can count the individual beard hairs on my face. Isn't that gonna be great? Oh, I've been missing out on being able to count beard hairs this whole time. Damn it. Thank you for becoming a fan, friend. Sending you love. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with me, for making this moment what it is, right? I can assume that I'm not crazy because you are hearing these words right now, experiencing something. I'm happy you enjoy that, Joey. Seeing a little laughy face coming from you in a weird way makes me happy. I don't know if it's supposed to. I don't know if I'm broken for that. But your friends make me happy. Thank you. Melt yourself, limiting beliefs. And I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow.